So, dear students, in the previous lectures I talked about the monk, the friar, the wife of Bath who belong to the ecclesiastical order and their corruption also. In this lecture I will talk about the Sumner, who is a nasty figure. Children are afraid of him. This Sumner loves garlic, red wine and onion. He is a hypocrite who allows people to carry on their sins and forgives them for a small donation of money. That means he is hungry of money. He knows the secret of young women and men, and he exploits them to his own interest. So this person also belongs to the corrupt, he represents the corrupt persons in the ecclesiastical order of contemporary Europe. Now let's talk about the partner. The partner is a thorough cheat. He begs money, and he begs many things like knives and sells them to the housewives and earns a lot. He deceives the simple folk. He sings merrily, sweetly, and attracts the people in this way. Even there are, you must have seen people who sing very sweetly and attract people. Chaucer has a poor opinion of him and ironically calls him a noble ecclesiastical. In contrast to these corrupt religious characters, Chaucer gives a pleasant picture of the poor parson. The parson is an honest person. The parson is a shepherd who protects his flock from the wolf. He preaches sincerely and correctly and tries to practice what he preaches. He leads a simple, virtuous life of devotion and service. The parson exhibits virtue in the ecclesiastical world. Most of the other characters in the ecclesiastical world depicted by Chaucer are corrupt. But this parson is an honest person. He is poor in worldly sense, but rich in holy thoughts. He sets a noble example for his parishioners. Parishioners means people who lived under a parish. So he helped them by actually practicing what he preached. What money he receives from his benefactors, he spends on the books. He would not excommunicate a man who is genuinely unable to meet the 10% tax levied by the church on every parishioner. In fact, the parson would give the poor parishioners money from his own income. So there were honest people also in Chaucer's time during medieval Europe. But most of them were corrupt. So our parson is a good man and he is never lazy. On the contrary, in all kinds of weather, and even if he is ill, this parson visits the members of his parish. So, we have all praise for this person. The clerk, another character from the ecclesiastical order. The clerk is not an ecclesiastical character, but he is studying at church. The clerk is one of the idealized characters. He is also honest. He is also virtuous. He devotes most of his time to the study of religious scriptures. He does not run after showiness and worldly grandeur. He is a miser, economical, in his expenditure, and poor. He is quick and meaningful in his talk. As you must have seen, the poor people are very, good at speaking and other things. He is a good teacher and happy to learn many things. He is the picture of learning itself. So we can conclude that all the above mentioned details, which I already mentioned about the ecclesiastical persons, prove Chaucer's realistic attitude towards religion. Some of them are corrupt, some of them are virtuous. He knows that religion lies in the spirit rather than in the observance of form and ceremonies, of rituals. Undoubtedly, his ecclesiastical characters typify the various degenerated aspects of the church of the day. The 14th century is also known as the age of Chaucer. Chaucer has shown all the tendencies of the age in his poetry very well. As we all know that literature is the mirror of society. We can see the reflection of contemporary society in Chaucer's Prologue to the Canterbury Tales, or in all the tales. Chaucer also has represented the age in his works faithfully. He is never full of praise, he is never full of hatred, he is never indignant while writing about different persons of his age. Thank you for listening to me.